2023, I don't want to use the word review.
Yeah.
Let's not use that. What word should we use?
I think we should charge this podcast as 2023 storms.
It was a storm.
Storm.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
OMG. You know,
Yes.
OMG. It was tough. I mean, we shot these podcasts, some of these podcasts in 2023. We didn't want to be so doom and gloomy, but holy crap. Hey, welcome back, my friends. We are so excited to be back here in front of these cameras and be back in our podcast room after the year we just had. But hey, I'm Chris Olexa, CEO, founder of Aspire to Be Hospitality Group. And these are my partners right here beside me here.
Yeah. Kimberly Olexa, founder of Aspire to Be, CFO.
All in charge of everything, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, my man over here.
Justin Smith, leading the herd of operations, COO, Aspire to Be Hospitality.
There you go, leading the herd. That's what we try to do here, guys. Man, we have had some time off here with the holidays. Excited to be back in here because, I mean, as much as we try to give back to you guys, it really gives us time to collaborate together and talk about these topics we want to talk about and kind of align ourselves so it's fun for us. And it is so much fun to be out in the community. Matter of fact, me and Kim were out somewhere last night, got stopped by our little waitress, a little young girl, and one of our favorite restaurants we'd like to eat in our hometown, and said, I just want to let you know I love watching your podcast.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was super
I mean,
cool.
it was so cool. And we had a 10, 15-minute conversation. She asked us a ton of great questions.
Yeah, she was like, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And we're like, no, absolutely.
But I want to bring that back to this thing. I said, are you subscribing to our podcast? And she said, no, I'm not. I said, please go subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I didn't even think that was important, but I do want to say that right now, right off the bat. Call to arms to all my people out there watching this. Please go hit the subscribe button, especially to YouTube. YouTube is really the way we're really tracking this. Apple and the Spotify too. Yep. It's important to us. We track all of those, but YouTube is really important to us because I like seeing myself on the YouTube channel.
So motivating to see our subscribers build week over week or month over month. It's really encouraging.
It is. Justin really tracks that. He'll send me a message in the middle of the night. Say, dude, we just got 52 new subscribers.
It gets me so excited, right? And I feel as though it's just so cool that people want to latch on and learn or come along for the ride. And when you hit that sub button, it's not an annoying thing. It's just like a once in a while when we have a new video or an episode, a push notification will let you know, like, hey, check us out. So echo what you say, but I get pumped.
Yeah, we do get pumped. And, one of the things I want to say about that too, why it's important to us too, and this is to share a little insight with people out there, why this kind of stuff helps to be on the internet, to be on social media, posting your stuff, talking about your stuff that you're celebrating and your family celebrations and your business celebrations. I mean, we were on a call yesterday with a big bank, and matter of fact, he even said, hey, I went and watched your podcast, Kim. Yeah. And I loved what I learned about you. And that just shows what we're trying to do is working. So, hey, thank you so much. Please go subscribe to us if you want to learn about us, about business. We're not saying we're professionals at everything, but we did start a company and built it up from one little Quiznos, from being a nurse, college dropout, and a bartender. And we did build a company up that has 17, 16 new restaurants and opening a lot more. So if you want to follow us, please go do that. If you want to learn a little more about business, finance, operations, we got it all. So we'll bring it all to and have a little fun with this too. But hey, get to the topic here. 2023, I don't want to use the word review.
Yeah.
Let's not use that. What word should we use?
I think we should charge this podcast as 2023 storms.
It was a storm.
Storm.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. OMG.
Yeah.
You know, OMG. It was tough. I mean, we shot these podcasts, some of these podcasts in 2023. We didn't want to be so doom and gloomy, but holy crap, was it a storm?
Yeah, it was. There was definitely some challenges that we faced as a company, that we faced personally, and we charged into the storm. But hey, here we are, 2024. We're making sure things are going to look up for us.
Yeah, and I think a lot of y'all understand what we're talking about. Who's watching this? If you're in business or personal or going through college or what, and just seeing what you're seeing out there and what you're seeing on the news every day. It was a storm, and this is what, as you know, if you know us at Aspire to Be, we herd up. We get our team. We herd up. We run straight through the storms, and it was tough this year. I mean, I took a beating. I'm like, holy smokes, I'm limping out of this year. And I felt like as a leader, me personally, as that I was kind of navigating through a foggy way.
Mm-hmm.
We used to get asked this, Kim, a lot, and when banks would sit down with the years back, what's your 5-year lookout? And I'm like, man, I can't do that. I can't go 5 years and not hospitality business. But I always tried to do. We always tried to have a plan. But now it's like you can't really see month from month because we don't know what's next out there with the economy. And that's what I want to talk about right now. The first part of this is about the economy and how it's affecting us in business and you at home, man.
Yeah.
So what's one of the biggest hurdles that we saw this year?
Yeah. So, of course, our sales are down.
Mhm.
We were down by 1%
Yeah.
over 2022. And so sales were down. If sales are down, you know what that means.
Yeah.
If we don't tighten up cost, our profits are ate away. So
Yeah.
we couldn't really tighten up cost because of inflation.
Yeah.
And steadily going up and up and up over, all products across all the boards that we were just paying more for the products that we were bringing in our restaurants. And then not to mention labor.
Yeah.
Labor cost. It continued to climb. I mean, we were up against increased wages and being competitive with those industries around us. And everybody was paying more because we needed the people, because we went in, my storm in 2023, looking at it, the first 2 quarters of us as a business, we really, we were suffering.
Yeah.
I mean, sales were down, costs were continuing to rise, couldn't find people to come and work. They were all still pretty much from home.
Yeah.
But heading into quarter 3 and 4, people were starting to come back to work, which really helped us. But even yet, we were up against rising cost. So that's just kind of a high-level view of my 2023 storms.
It was hard financially. Operational, Justin, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, so I want to echo what you said, like rolling into the fog. Leading the herd for me has always been this mindset of just kind of like simplify and intensify everything we do. And it just became like so hard to do that when you're up against prices going up and turnover of teams and having to recoach and retrain. It felt as though we kept getting in meetings reporting, hey, the things we're in control of, we're getting better and better and better in, but our bottom line kept getting eroded worse and worse and worse. So we weren't able to keep up with all of the things that we implemented to control our costs with this crazy economy. The economy, it wasn't just, Buffalo Wild Wings, our wings. It was the lettuce, it was the truck drivers, it was the delivery fee, it was interest, it was everything. And the things that were within our control as we were leading this herd were not keeping up with that. So 2023 from like a COGS perspective was extremely defeating because there wasn't a good story to tell, even though you might have made improvements. So in your business, I hope that you worked really, really hard on those things, and we did too. But hopefully 2024 is more promising as things catch up. And then from a labor perspective, hospitality went away. I know you guys felt it.
Yeah.
And the art of hospitality has gone away, and that's been the biggest impact on sales, in my opinion, because things are more expensive than they've ever been. Going out to dinner for my family of 4 used to be $35-$40. Now it's $70. Filling up a shopping cart, we were just talking about it, was $200. Now it's $500. So it's just the idea of we needed to get more hospitable as a company or any of your companies, but then we also needed to hit our labor targets and pay people so much more. We were asking more out of a workforce that just wasn't ready for that, or they weren't trained. So, like to echo Kim too, in Q3 and Q4, I feel like we've got some great people. We've been able to pour into them, but it hasn't caught itself up. We haven't yet seen that new hospitality that we want to lay our stake. So labor did not catch up either. So every 60% of our business, our COGS and our labor, you might have overperformed, but it was very underwhelming on the financials. So, and that's the story of operations in 2023.
Well,
Go ahead.
No.
And so, Justin, I mentioned, we're up against increased labor cost and the hospitality that we were having, that we weren't particularly getting out of our people and that we were continuing to drive. But at the same token, the consumer expects more as well.
Great point.
They want the experience, and so they're demanding more out of our people. And that's just something that we really weren't prepared for.
Yeah.
I think as far as a trend, we're used to just performing great hospitality and that being enough, but it's not enough anymore. It's not being enough.
Yeah.
And so you really have to go above and beyond to create that exceptional experience to get that consumer to come back
Yeah.
to your restaurant. Because I think that, this is just my opinion, but I think COVID, when it put us in our homes, that we got used to everything being on demand.
Yeah.
And if we could do a third-party delivery, and if we wanted our silverware, and if we wanted our drink, we would get up, we have our food, we'd go get it immediately. We could justify everything around us immediately. And now the consumer almost demands that too at the table side.
Yeah.
And so we're really having to focus our hourlies to say, hey, at the table is where the experience starts and ends. And when they walk out our door, you have to make sure that every customer is satisfied.
Yeah.
And they're always right.
They're all
And that's a hard thing for some people
to accept.
to accept.
Yeah. We to go back on the economy part of it, which you guys, first alluded on, you brought up is the cost, right? Interest rates. Holy smokes, man. I mean, that really puts a bum in us of development. When I can go open a new restaurant and build a new restaurant, and we laugh about this. When I built my first Buffalo Wild Wings, mine and yours, Buffalo Wild Wings, first store, 6,400 square feet. I mean, we had 55 TVs. Now, granted, they were the picture tube TVs, but we had some big old projectors up there, 7 of those bad boys, and $780,000. We built that Buffalo Wild Wings, and I was like, holy smokes, that's a lot of money. To build this new Buffalo's we're working on right here in 2024 in Missouri City, 5,400 square feet shopping center. We're only going to have 2, big screens in there, and $3 million. 20 years later.
Yeah.
$3 million. That just blows my mind. So, but then we go to the interest rates, right? So when I financed the store 2 years ago, I was getting, we get 4% interest rates? What were we looking at?
Yeah.
What,
3.
What are you getting now? What are you getting now?
9%.
9%.
Yeah.
So that percentage is going to somebody.
Stupid crazy.
So everybody keeps saying, well, the new administrations, they're tired of the rich getting richer. No, the rich are getting richer.
Banks are getting richer for
Yes,
sure.
all them CEOs of them banks are getting richer because that money, now my mortgage could have been, I'm going to throw a number out there, $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
Now it's $13,000 a month. And I'm not paying more towards principal, it's paying more interest. And you're seeing it at home, my friends.
And
Yeah.
it's in the consumer too. It's in the credit card debt that we see coming through. So as we went through 2023 and everybody started putting more and more on these credit cards with crazy interest rates, I think we started seeing less people wanting to go out because the credit card from the consumer standpoint is absolutely crazy too. So as from a business building it to the consumer coming in, the banks are getting rich.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they're and it's the big banks, right? I hear these
Yeah.
regionals. I'm friends with a bunch of regional banker guys, and they're struggling. They're like, yeah, we can't loan as much. We only have this much. But it's crazy to me. I want to throw this out there because you've done a very phenomenal job with this in the business side of it. That when interest rates were okay, good, 4%, 3%, those are crazy interest rates, right? But you were putting money in CDs. You were getting 1% off a CD.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. Now interest rates are 7, 8, 9%. Now these banks are throwing you almost 6% interest rate for a 3-month CD.
3-month CD, yeah.
So I'm like, see, that's how the rich get richer. Because those rich cats out there that are sitting on millions of dollars, they'll go, oh, I'll go invest my $1 million and put them in all these different accounts, or $10 million and all these different accounts, and get almost 6% return on it. Because they're making money off you because they're loaning it to the bank. The bank's loaning it to you. And the rich guy at the top's making a killing. He's not really risk. He's putting in a CD. It's backed, right? And he gets his 6% return on that. It's just crazy to me. One of the things, too, I get frustrated with this, guys, because I see our invoices come through, and they'll charge a fuel charge. Mm-hmm. Gas is like, whoop, whoop, whoop. One day I go to the pump, it's, $4. Next day I go, and I have diesel now. It'll be $2.90, and it's $4.15. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like they yo-yo us, these politician people.
Yeah, no doubt. And I will speak to this. Prior to the Trump presidency, we also saw that fuel charge increase like that. And so we were kind of accustomed to seeing it. So with the Biden administration, we again saw the fuel surcharge start to creep up again on us. And like you say, so they're just going to pass it down
to us.
You know, cost continues to get passed down. And so with the demand of higher wages, you know, with the demand of increased gas costs, it's these companies are not eating the money. I mean, the cost. They're
Yeah.
passing it down to
So,
but
but
to
they
the
get,
individual.
but people get upset when we pass it down, right? Because they think, oh, you're the ones making all the money. I mean, they don't understand that McLean Delivery Food Service, right? Who used to deliver our food, who's owned by Warren Buffett, I think. Am I right? Berkshire, or whatever his company's called.
Yeah.
What's worth billions, like one of the richest men in the world. They pass these costs down to us. Well, we got to now we got to pay extra. So now we got to figure out. We can't just go to a computer and change our prices like that. But we have to look the next period, the next quarter, or whatever, and change our prices. But everybody, oh, I'm paying more for a hamburger, paying more for fries, paying more for Cokes, or roast beef sandwiches. And yeah, we made a decision this year to stop passing it to the consumer. And that's when you two guys really focused on the pennies, right? Okay, now we got to really cut costs because we can't keep passing it to the consumer.
Well, we did a couple of price increases in 2023. We had to.
Yeah.
I mean, just to be real and honest, you have to. You had to keep up.
Yeah.
You can't. We're not in this business to sink it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did a couple of price increases.
But we didn't do as
as
much as some.
No, we didn't do as much as some.
Because you were very nervous about that, especially
Yeah.
with a couple of our brands, Arby's, Mellow. You were like, me and Justin come to you and you're like, hey guys, we cannot make a $25
we can't
pizza.
outprice
Yeah,
yourself out of the market.
You can't do that
Yeah.
when you got other people out there.
The
It's-
vendor pressures were nuts. There's more conversations in 2023 about vendors looking at our contract and going to, like, you're typically negotiating ranges. There was so many vendors that were like, I'm going to hit you for the top range.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you that 5% markup. I'm going to hit you for this fee that's in our contract. I'm going to go to my CAM and I'm hitting you with the max, if not more, or I'm just going to bill you in this new, different, crazy way that we've dealt with.
Yeah.
That gets me my money faster because I need it. There was so much vendor pressure that came through as well, on top of just dealing with the raw materials, delivery fees. Oh,
Yeah.
we can charge you this. It's in our contract. Things that, like, we're supposed to have great vendor relationships out there, especially as a franchisee. And there was so many conversations that you're like, man, I'm handcuffed here.
Yeah.
We signed this thing 5 years ago. We've never had this convo, but in 2023, it decided, like, everybody was feeling it, vendors included, and decided that we were the best option to pass it on to. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
There was a lot of combos that we had on that.
But it has to, they're under the same pressure we are, right? The vendors
Sure.
are. They're getting beat up to every which way. And it's just amazing to me on the labor model front too, man.
Yeah.
It's like, we're having to pay people more. But, like, it's like, I feel like I use it like this. I was telling somebody this the other day. It's like, having a fine sports car, but somebody says, hey, if you go ahead and put this, special fuel in it, nitro, whatever, and better tires, it'll go faster. Okay, then, let's upgrade. So, we have to pay people more. So we pay them more to get them into it. But crap, it didn't go any faster. It wasn't any better greeting my people at the front door. They didn't cook faster. They didn't clean faster. They didn't manage fat better. It's like you paid extra. You got nothing. It's like it went slower.
Yeah.
The car. And I think that's because the negative in the world, that's one of the 2023s I feel is. It's just so negative right now.
Well,
I feel like there's so much negative. People aren't smiling. People aren't happy. And we're too busy watching this damn news that puts all this stuff on us and makes us not like each other. And but then I go back and I tell my kids, don't look at these politicians, all of them, right? They even when they're debating, or they don't have anything nice to say about it.
Yeah,
If I'm going to run,
look at the facts.
if I'm going to run for
Look at the
office one day,
facts.
let me tell you something. If I'm going to run for office one day, I'm not going to, and you're running against me, Justin, I'm not going to say anything negative about you. I'm just going to say about me. I want you to vote for me. These people these days are trying to convince you not to vote for them. And don't really say
they're
nothing
tearing
about
people down, not building skyscrapers.
That's
They're
right. I
tearing
mean,
people down.
Yes, it's
I
like-
was
and
sat in a board meeting. Someone tore me down.
Yeah. See, that's why do we got? Let's talk about the goodness you've done.
Yeah.
And let's look at all the goodness you've done. The badness, I don't have to tell anything bad. If you want to go vote for them, look and see how bad, you can look that up on your own. But that's not my job. My job is to tell you how myself is, who I am.
I think that was just a 2023 mentality.
Yeah.
I really do. And it may be because we couldn't see, too far in front of our faces because of the fog. And maybe people were scared and we were
You like
just
my
all
fog thing, right?
acting out.
Too much
but-
fog.
Yeah. But maybe that was just it. And hopefully in 2024, the fog is starting to dissipate and inflation will start to come down.
Yeah.
And the labor field will start to stabilize and not be so competitive, and people will be more loyal to their employers and hang around and stay around.
But we have to catch up, right? They want the attaboys, they want the better training. And over the past couple of years, there's been so much change, whether it's technology or how we're training people or new managers, because there's been so much turnover. We're catching back up with the workforce to give them exactly what they want and need, and your relentless pursuit to making sure our team is better. But in 2023, it wasn't like we did less training. As a matter of fact, our company invested in training.
Yeah.
And a really talented, high-paid guy to help us with training, and he was out there training, and we were going all in on that. But it just the workforce didn't catch up to what the play we were calling.
Yeah.
Or it's just taking way more time than we had hoped for them to wrap their arms around what this is. And we are doing test and learn too of what's working and what's not working. So 2023, I hope you all were out there, training and developing. But again, it was one of those stories of we were out there doing it, but it feels like this workforce knows less than the workforce of 5 years ago. But it's on their phones, it's on the TV, it's all digital. There's not paper and pencil anymore. You're not interacting with a human, and we're still figuring all of that crap out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hard. It's hard when you have turnover. I keep hitting my face on this mic. It's hard when you have turnover. It's hard when you have turnover, as we did as a company.
That's absolutely eroded the bottom line. It's so expensive to train people.
It is.
And I feel like what you talked about, you said that you train somebody, and then as soon as you finish training them all that, they leave.
Yeah, and then you're
starting all over.
Good and bad.
Zero.
They take what you taught them and go bring it to the next company because they want that next step up, and there's just no loyalty anymore.
There's no loyalty.
Right? You pour into people so much with the expectation of, stick with me and I'm going to show you that roadmap. It might take a little while, but stick with me.
Yeah.
But there's this instant gratification workforce that's out there in 2023 that it was very difficult. And I'm proud of everybody who takes those steps and does those things. I think we all should be proud of getting people to that place. But boy, for the companies that are making those investments and have those talented people getting others to that, it's tough.
It is.
We running through this storm, brother.
Yeah.
Sister.
Yeah.
Wifey. We are running through this storm, and we're trying to get through it. And I think one of the focuses are, and I'm glad you brought that up, and we at Aspire to Be, again, we had a meeting the other day. Now, this is the second time somebody's told me this, but this gentleman I was meeting with on a Zoom call said, yeah, I live in Arizona, and he said, the Buffalo Wild Wings and these other restaurants I go to, it's weird because I go to it and I stand at the hostess stand or the front door for like minutes, and nobody waits on me. They're not waits on, just greets them and gets him to a table. And I see that. It's like frustrating to me. I watch our cameras like crazy. So it's like we made a pact. And I brought this up to y'all the other day, and it is we're on a relentless purpose to bring a better experience to our guests and to our team members. And I don't know what that looks like. I'm praying about it. I'm digging for it. I'm hoping one of you two come knock on my door and say, "Hey, I got an idea," because I'm trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat right now. And that's how I feel like to be a CEO these days. What you got to do? You got to just look in there and hope a magic rabbit jumps out of there or something, because, I don't know. But that's what we have to get back to. And that's what I challenge our team for 2024. We have to bring a better experience. We got to stop the erosion of the top, and then hopefully the bottom just really run true like y'all do, run a good cost, but we got to fix the hospitality side, and we got to fix the people coming in the door, get them coming in the door more, happy to come in the door, order from it when they get our delivery. It's a great product. We didn't forget the ranch. We didn't forget the horseshoe sauce. We gave a great pizza that don't look like a football. That's what we got to get back. We got to get back to basics. I challenged our team today on your call. Had a great call today. I thought y'all all did great. We got to get dollars in the cash register. We're so working on them pennies, keeping them pennies in our pocket, but we got to bring more dollars in the cash register. And that's where I saw a thing the other day in one of my big calls with Inspire on the big call I had, that where like quick service is down like 10%. QS, casual dining's down 19% for the first 2 weeks of and that's crazy.
Yeah, when you can roll through Chick-fil-A and go right up to the window, there's a problem.
Dude, I went the other day and I actually ordered from the speaker.
You were back quick.
I ordered from the speaker and I was like,
you can do that at Chick-fil-A.
she came on, I was like,
there's
hello?
a problem, America.
Hello?
Yeah.
It was crazy because I'm used to 3 lines running, 22 cars deep in each line.
Yeah.
And you follow that red, Mustang way up there. I'm like,
absolutely.
that's 7 cars on that lane up. Dadgum. Okay. So and not only you got to remember what you ordered and make sure you check Kim. She make sure I didn't forget her sauce that she wants.
Yes.
But I got to make sure that I follow that red Mustang.
Yes.
Because I always forget which cars I'm supposed to follow. But no, so relentless. But yeah, QSR down, everybody's down, and I'm happy to say that we ended the year, 1% down.
Yeah.
But profits were down a lot. So it's something that we've done good to save. But great conversation today, guys.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to close with?
I think in 2023, the last piece is just the social, the going all in, and just the kind of like the attention is just the number one asset. It's a Gary V thing, and I just wanted to say, if you're looking at us as a very small company out of Southeast Texas that's just got 100 years of hospitality industry expertise, and you want to talk about labor or cost of sales or how we're approaching business, hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you're following us. We're going to be pouring in 2024 and calling the plays. But I think we went all in 2023 on social. And the one thing that I want to just kind of let everybody know that I learned is that there needs to be an extreme emphasis on your business, on just being really comfortable with failure and the losses and learning from them and paying attention to them and having a pulse on your business and then driving hospitality or the 5 out of 5s. And that was a big play in 2023 that was new for me. It was one that, I learned from you as far as that mindset. But I think it's going to have an immense impact on our business. And really in 2023, we paid a lot of attention to it, but we didn't really have any good plays on what we were going to do with it. And I would love to get some feedback from everybody, but we're out there. We're putting ourselves out there. And I think it may look like we spent a lot of time on social media in 2023, but I think we became a lot more efficient at it.
Yeah.
We really didn't. And I think it's just worth calling out that it's so important to your business to put yourself out there and to just capture what you're doing from an accountability perspective. And that was just one of the good and bad things for me that I wanted to touch on as a review, because I spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you brought up the social part of it, because it means a lot that you're out there in the field. So, yeah.
Yeah. And just for me, like I said, 2023 was it was a tough year for us as a company, but I feel like in my position, I installed a couple of safety nets that we are rallying around. We turned around a negative store into a positive store, and that's a great feather in my hat.
Yeah.
And
yes, we did.
I take that and have a couple of more to turn around, hopefully. I challenged my team the other day on the call that you don't want this on your resume, do you?
Yeah,
and, because it's going right on your resume.
Yep.
But no, just kidding about that. But yeah, 2023 was a tough year, but I'm looking forward to, and it was a storm, but I'm looking forward to the rainbows in 2024. And hopefully as a team, we always rally the wagons and we pull ourselves up. And even though we were down 1% in sales compared to our industry, it wasn't that bad. We didn't, end the year that bad. So I chalk that up too. And thank you to all our consumers out there who spent time in our restaurants. And we just really appreciate your business and really appreciate those employees that have been with us for tenured. And thank you for your time with us at Aspire to Be, and thank you for all my leaders, and just looking forward to 2024.
Thank you for saying that.
Appreciate
that made
Kim.
me feel super good that you acknowledged that and said those things. That's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, because that means a lot to me to hear that. You represent this company just as much as anybody here, and to hear a founder say that, CFO say that, and owner say that is pretty cool. So thank you for that. But hey, my friends, thank you so much for watching. I want to challenge everybody that I sit and say, everybody tells me, hey, I love your podcast. Are you subscribing? No, I'm not. you got to go do it, right?
Yeah.
Please go do it.
There's not a day that goes by I'm not talking about this podcast with someone out there, and you have that combo, and you're like, hey, are you subscribed? And they're like, no, I don't even know how. It's a free Google account. You just hit the subscribe button, and it just happens. Go do it.
Yes, we're
And
there.
I've challenged Justin, so y'all make him win.
Yeah, we got a backstage bet on this thing
Yes.
too. So
If you want us to keep doing it, hit that sub button.
it's happening. It's happening. But hey, thank you
Yeah.
guys. I appreciate your time and today, and got a cool episode coming at your way next that we were challenged with. Should we give them a little hint?
No.
Okay.
I never give hints.
Super prestigious item company.
Just ours.
Yeah.
That's the hint.
Yeah. So
Don't
get
give it away.
get ready for this. Okay. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. See you soon.
Thank you.